outside Thursday.
Talk your motherfucking
We gotta
shit.
go outside. You know Sid gonna play that shit too.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's
You
go.
gotta come outside.
You see gas, you know Brett with me.
Hey,
You move on
let's
my
go,
ex, I'm
dog.
forever petty. Now I'm at the Greenway in Houston, but I ain't swinging clubs. Bitch, I'm at the Benz dealer shopping for a 760. Whoa, leveled up for real.
Hey, you gotta put this on the outro too. We gotta go the intro and the outro.
Hey, we got to.
Me and them other white boys ain't
Maybe
the
you
same
can put it in
dog.
for the
Look
outro.
at you, Kirk Cousins with the chains on.
What's up, world? Welcome to episode 4 of the Talk Soon podcast. I got Frazier with me. I got Chuck with me. I got Vince with me. Now, to start it off, I got a question for you guys. We're going to jump right into it. What is a must-have in your fantasy football league, like a setting or a roster structure? Chuck, I'll start with you. Not DFS, regular fantasy.
Regular fantasy, for sure, PPR.
PPR.
Play with the big boys. PPR make you think. Yeah, PPR for sure. That separates the men from the boys.
Yeah, facts. Frazier?
PPR. It's just
PPR.
what it is, man. It's PPR, dog. Got to. Like Chuck said, separate the men from the boys, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, even though I suck at season-long fantasy, if I'm a play, I definitely want it to be PPR.
So for me, and people say I'm crazy for this, 2 quarterback leagues. In my opinion, if you're not in a 2 quarterback league or an auction league, you're not doing fantasy the right way. And the reason I say that is because auction gives you a chance at any player you want. You could bid as many dollars as you want for it, and 2 quarterback makes it tougher. You can't just sit on quarterback to the 8th, 9th round and stack them everywhere else. So that's my take on that. With that being said, top 10 tight ends in fantasy. I think we all know who number 1 is. Vince, I know you got Kelsey number 1. I think that's a given, but what you got for tight ends?
You know, honestly, I like Dallas Goedert, man. After Kelsey, Kelsey's the easy pick, like you said. But yeah, I like Dallas Goedert too, because I think people are gonna be more focused on AJ and Devontae in the offense this season, and it's gonna still be a lot of rushing with Hurts, and I think Dallas Goedert gonna get a lot of chunk yards, a lot of catches this season.
For sure. Chuck, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, I feel like outside. So if you don't get your draft, whatever format you play, if you don't get Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, or TJ Hockenson, just punt the position. Outside of that, it's just because and you got to think about it, the tight end position is so volatile. Though it's going to be weeks where the highest scoring tight end is going to be some random. Like tight end is like you don't really want to draft the tight end that high. So if you got Kelce and Andrews and Hockenson, and that goes the first 2 rounds, you don't really want to draft anybody out of that. I would just punt the position if I don't end up with one of those 3 guys. I don't really like the position outside of that.
So I'm a little surprised you're
I don't like it completely. Nope. It's
I'm
too
a little
volatile.
surprised. I'm surprised you're putting, not to cut you off, Frazier, you're putting Hockenson with Andrews and Kelsey. That surprised me a little. Now I know he's in a pass attack offense. I get it, but to me, like Hockenson, Goddard are like right here and here as far as fantasy.
The only thing, I just think Hawkinson's number 2 now that Dalvin Cook left. I think they pass a lot more, and he got fed the ball when he got traded from the Lions to the Vikings.
Yeah, he did.
He got rocked, man. He was tight end 1 for like a string of weeks. Like he was that guy. Like I could just see him having those 2-3 touchdown games, like Kelsey and Andrews. Yeah, but yeah, I like Goddard, but I'm just not gonna draft a tight end. Like if you got your third round pick, I'm not gonna waste a pick on a tight end this year.
No, not third round.
It's gonna be randoms that come out of nowhere that's gonna be good. But if you don't get Kelsey or Andrews, I get it, but I'm not chasing those guys either. I feel like tight end could be a waiver wire thing week to week.
For sure. Frazier?
I kind of understand what Chuck's saying. I would say that. I'll probably knock off Hockenson and put Kittle up there just because of the simple fact that Purdy's probably going to get Kittle the ball a lot. That's his security blanket. Besides giving it to McCaffrey. Debo's going to get his, but I feel like Kittle's going to get his. Another sleeper pick that I would think of, Evan Ingram. Like, knowing what Calvin Ridley's going to do over there, knowing what they have at receiver, Trevor Lawrence, I feel like Evan Ingram's going to get his shot. He's going to get some shots I would say he'd probably be like a mid fourth round pick if you wait on him, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I'm not.
that's good.
I'm not against Ingram. I'm not a big fan of him either because he sucked in New York, but he had a pretty good
He
year
did.
last year.
Well, what about Waller?
Fourth is a little early. Wilder, we don't know what he's going to do. We know he has all the talent in the world, but is Danny Dimes going to do his thing this year? I don't believe in the
Nope.
guy. Yeah, that's exactly. So you never know though. But I think my top four would be Kelsey, Andrews, Hawkinson, Goddard, and Kittle in whatever order. Obviously, Kelsey number one, Andrews two. But after
I
them
would have
two,
went Kyle
I think-
Pitts, but we don't know what the hell Ritter's going to give us.
Yeah, we
We
don't
don't
know at
know what
all,
Ritter's gonna
man.
get.
Like, we just
Ritter
don't.
might be a shitter.
Might as well have me out there, quarterback.
So as I'm looking down the list, yeah, it's like a huge drop off.
Bro, it's
like,
terrible outside of that top.
Schultz and the Texans, Higbee, Rams, like that's nasty. Like
Y'all,
that is
nasty.
y'all don't think
word.
Taysom Hill's going to get anything? You know how they got the packages cooked up for him. I'm not saying he's good.
Man.
I'm just saying they're gonna give him packages. He's gonna get some yards. He's just like a week to week basis. If it's a good matchup, why not?
The only way,
Yeah.
You know, I can get my bear shit off every week with Frazier, yo. Every week I can get my bear shit off because it's like I can expect Frazier to say some crazy shit.
Hey, somebody got to be the
Respect.
evil twin.
Yeah. This position get punted every week. I'm just gonna waiver wire the fuck out of tight end every week. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like,
But in all
Mike
seriousness, though,
Gesicki.
in all seriousness, I kind of agree with Chuck. Like after the like those first couple guys, it's like you can really pop off with anybody. Chuck mentioned that can't think of the tight end name. Forgive me. Had a
Hawkinson?
Hawkinson, how he had a stretch of being number one tight end. So did Cole Kmet, and that's not me being a homer. It's just a fact. Like for like that 3-4 week stretch when we were, we had the number one offense. Cole Kmet was the number one tight end. Now he went away quickly, but who knows? You can get something. He might have a big year this year.
All right, so you guys said you love fantasy leagues with a PPR setting. So what do you think about this PPR setting? The point doesn't count unless the catch is made at 5 yards or beyond. So guys like Eckler that catch the dump offs for a swing pass or screens, they don't count that point. I think that would be a really, really good PPR setting in fantasy leagues. I don't know if it's possible, but do you think that would be good? I do, me personally.
To be honest with you, yeah, I think it would be better. It'd be more difficult, I guess, to gain those points. Whereas if you're just catching the ball, then you're getting points. You know what I mean? So the added yards makes it tougher, and you have to think more when you're doing your draft.
Frazier?
I mean, I feel like it got its advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, it'll make it harder, like Vince said, but at the same time, like some people draft those players because they know they're going to get those check down routes. They know they're going to get those dump offs, and they know they're going to get those extra yards that they need, and to get those points that they need. Just because the player that they are, the quarterback that they have, you're not expecting, Tyler Higbee to come out here and catch it 5 yards every time. Like, you're not. He might get some swing out, some little zig routes or something, some dump downs for 3-4 yards. You get that point. Now, if you do it like that, when it's just 5, it's 5 yards, that makes it hard. Like, that would change the game of fantasy football, though. That definitely would change the game.
And that would be kind of my point, because like if a receiver takes a screen to the house, what do they do to catch the ball? They were right there. It's not like they're in a post route or a deep in or something like that. So it's like the Ecklers of the world, the McCaffreys that get a lot of the points. You wouldn't see that as much, and I think it takes a little more skill based. I don't know. That's how I look at it. Like instead of getting the garbage points, you're still getting the yards regardless. You know what I mean? Chuck, you got anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it, but like, yeah, I'm with Vince on this. Just I just got nothing to say about this. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, random thought I had. I guess I'm not
hating on the thought. I'm just like,
I guess the rebuttal would be just run half PPR. A lot of people do half PPR. So I just hate losing to guys that get the screen and check down at the end of the game.
Yeah, I get
sticks 6
That's
passes
like
at the
all
end of the
Madden
game.
fantasy right there. Like that's for
Oh
the
man,
Like
that-
seven
that's why
catches.
I just like,
Seven
have a
catches for
flashback.
30 yards.
man, what? Ain't no way they get 7 points. 7 catches,
would-
10. Look, 7 catches, 10 yards, and a touchdown, bro. Come on,
Hey,
man.
I'm
7
saying seven
catches.
catches for 30 yards is rough to a running back, bro. You lose
That
like
man
that.
should not have double digits in fantasy. 7
Hey,
catches.
I swear,
30
bro.
yards.
Last year, this is why, like, I get it, but I remember just playing DFS, and I'm just sweating cash games, and I'll fade Eckler a lot, and Eckler's stat line would be like his last drive would be like 4 catches with a touchdown. You just like, bro, what? Like
Yeah. Doesn't make
that
sense.
just used to be so annoying. But I guess I feel you, but I mean that's the point of draft. I mean, if you draft a PPR guy high, that's the reward.
Yeah, I know. Off the wall question, but the moment we've been waiting for: fantasy quarterbacks in general, top 10 quarterbacks. I will take this first because I got a lot to say.
Here we go.
I'll just go down my list really fast, and then I'll let you guys kind of go through yours, and we can come back and talk about it. I got Josh Allen number 1, Mahomes number 2, Lamar number 3, Hurts 4, Herbert 5, Burrow 6, Field 7, Tua 8, Watson 9, Lawrence 10. Does anything sound crazy there before we jump on to the next person?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Justin Fields is way too high on the. He needs to be higher on the list. But we're just gonna start. We're gonna start there. Like, but go ahead. Ken.
Where would you rank Fields? Top 5 fantasy quarterback?
And I'm not saying I'm not. This isn't a Bears are going to win a Super Bowl or do extremely well, but just off the strength of him having more weapons and getting the number 1 receiver and already ran for 1,000, he's just waiting. He was he was top 5 last year. Why would he be 7 this year or 8 or whatever you had him? No, it's just too high for Justin Fields. Sorry, I mean too low. I'm sorry.
Chuck Frazier?
I disagree with. I get Mahomes and Allen. I get that. Like I said, like earlier, I think it was episode 1. I said I think Buffalo runs the ball more this year to the actual running back. But I still think he has a great year. But my number 1 consensus is Hurts. Like you just know, what you're going. Like the floor with him every week. You don't care who is he. I don't care what the defense is. I don't care who he's playing against. I just know his floor is so high for a QB. And the positions change so much fantasy-wise. Like, you could get 300 yards for Kirk Cousins and those guys, but they throw 2 touchdowns. You get 100 on the ground for him with 2 touchdowns, 300 in the air. Like, it's just different. I just think he's so explosive. He's by far – and, I mean, like, Lamar still got a question mark over his head for me because he was just bad last year for a lot of weeks.
And he got hurt.
Yeah, Hurts is 30 – 25 to 30 points every single week, even bad games. Just because the way the whole offense runs through him, he's by far my consensus number 1 pick.
You're right about that, Frazier.
Jimmy, I'm just playing.
Jimmy fucking G.
Nah.
Don't do that.
Nah, I'm fucking with y'all. Honestly, to me, man, it's hard not to go Patrick Mahomes number 1, like at all.
For sure.
You brought up a good point saying Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, it's just like in fantasy, like is he better than? Like I don't think he's number 1 behind like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Like I want to put Lamar up there because if he has a stellar season and he's not hurt this year with the weapons that he's picked up, I would pick Lamar number 1. If I didn't get Mahomes or Josh Allen. That would be my number 1. And then probably my number 2, if it fell down to it, it would probably come to Trevor Lawrence and then Justin Fields. Sorry, Vince. He's only 5 on my list, bro.
I like that better than the other stuff that I heard. We're gonna wake this thing up. So I do agree with Chuck. I don't like Josh Allen. I just like I said in the previous pod, like I just don't see Buffalo being the same team from 3 years ago. Like just that team that we saw go back and forth for Kansas City in the AFC title game. I got Josh Allen is definitely gonna be top 10 just because he's dynamic, but he throws a lot of interceptions, and we're gonna start talking about those interceptions. And I think teams got them figured out just like they kind of had the deep ball Kansas City figured out until they changed it up. But my top 5, man, and this is from the heart. I'm going Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers in that order. And then Jalen Hurts in the fifth spot. After that, you can put in the Joe Burrows and them other guys. But that's my top 5. Like Justin Fields number 2, and I'm standing on that on 8/31/2023. So
hey, you know what though?
Still got Aaron Rodgers at 6. So
Justin Fields is in my top 5 just because the upside with. I remember last year he was doing that week after week. I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro, he keep doing this, running for 100 and something with 2 touchdowns. Like, I probably go looking at my list. I'll go Hurts 1, Mahomes 2, Lamar 3. Man, yeah, I'm with Vince. I can't believe it. Fields 4. I'd rather have Fields over Allen.
You guys got Josh Allen.
But
you guys really got Josh Allen.
Fantasy wise, though, he's just going to grow. He's going to be out there.
Fantasy wise, the guy's been number 1 the past 3 years. If DeMar doesn't get hurt, he's number 1 quarterback last year. He's the number 1 quarterback in 2021, and he's the number 1 quarterback in 2020. So all of a sudden, he's not going to be top 5. Only way he's not top 5 is if he gets hurt. That's the only way.
That's the only way. It's got to be
Josh Allen. Disrespect. Chuck, you got the Bills going like 12-5. How can Josh Allen have a down year?
He's not. I just think they run the ball more. I think they manage him more. Like, he just can't keep out. He's out here just running heads up in the linebackers. I think that's this year. It's going to be, you'll see a much more controlled Josh Allen. A little less running, I think.
How can you
win 9 games?
How can you knock Allen for running the ball and then have Lamar, Fields, and Hurts that high? Because that's how they're going to get their fantasy points.
I'm talking about the Bills. I think the Bills actually have a run game this year, so I think that takes away from Allen is what I'm saying.
How many yards? 200? So he's going to rush for 700 instead of 900?
I think he tones it down a lot. I think he's in the pocket this year, man.
Josh Allen is reckless, and he's going to keep running. He does throw picks, man. He does throw picks. In fantasy, it doesn't matter that much, honestly, when he runs for what he runs for.
Tweet this shit out.
But towards the end of the year last year, he toned it down. Josh Allen was just like blah. He was because they started to run the ball more. Singletary started to have really good games. I'm telling you, this Bills team's an understanding, and they're like, wait a minute, we got to run the ball to be good. You have to be able to run the ball somewhat if you want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe in the playoffs, but they've done it
in the playoffs, and then in the season, all you got to do is get there.
But towards the end of the year in the season, he was taking a hit. Singletary was having games where you're like, man, I really don't want to play Josh Allen and Diggs anymore. Like, hold up. But they're evolving as an offense, so I get that. That's why I like Fields. They're going to be down a lot. His legs, he can run. Like, I just feel like he's a fan. No, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying they are going to be down like a lot, bro. Yeah, but I like Fields fantasy wise. Yeah.
If you feel that way about the Bears, that is a good point. That they could be playing from behind. I'm looking at Herbert. Like, he could be the number 1 fantasy quarterback. It's possible. He could be. Yes, he could. I stopped
drinking that Kool-Aid.
He could throw. I don't know what is up with that team and why they don't
have to stay healthy. They can't stay healthy. That's but one thing.
You can't always blame injuries. It's like, I don't know. Herbert has everything. He hasn't got it done in real life.
But you have to understand that he is hurt. They are hurt. It's not just him. Defense is hurt. Offense is hurt. Everybody's hurt. When you have nobody to throw the ball to, you have nobody to stop somebody on defense, and they're hurt. They're like, it's nothing he can do about it. Like,
so you're drafting quarterbacks based on if somebody gets hurt. You just have Lamar number 1, and he has Odell as his number 2 receiver. So like, you can't. There's contradiction right now. We got to separate fantasy and reality. The reality of it is Herbert can be a number 1 quarterback in football if he can be. The fantasy side is it doesn't matter.
He can't get over the hump.
You can't play the injury thing when picking a quarterback. That's just me. You can't say,
no. I'm not playing the injury thing when it picks a quarterback. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, if it was the injury thing, I would never take Lamar. I wouldn't. There's certain players I wouldn't take or whatever. Because if Lamar's there, I'm taking Lamar regardless of anything. Because Lamar is going to be Lamar. But
Herb gonna ball.
I'm saying that Herbert is just not. He. The hype on Herbert has been hyped up for what, 3 years now, 3-4 years
in real life. He's performing in fantasy every year.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not talking about real life. We're talking about fantasy football. That's where you
You're
got to
going back
separate
and forth.
it.
You're saying fantasy. You're saying real life. Like, come on.
I'm saying you have to separate fantasy football and reality. The reality is Herbert hasn't done shit in the NFL. In fantasy, he's done the past 3 years. He's balled out.
He's check down king.
He does check down a lot. I give you that.
Bitch throw it to Eckler 9,500 times.
Burrow, I had a 6. I get Burrow. We don't know with his O-line if they're going to show
He
up or
might
not.
be out, right? He
And
might be out if he
out.
gets.
So
Yeah.
I get Fields
He's gonna
being
play.
up there. Fields probably going to run for another 1,000 yards again, and he does have better passing weapons. It's just, is he going to take
Man.
that leap like Hurts did? Hurts took a huge leap from year 2 to year 3. So
Huge.
Would 4 and 1K get you tell you if he made the leap or
he's
not?
not going to pass for 4,000. No way in
4
hell.
and okay.
No way in hell.
Four-
I would bet
4 and
everything
1K.
in my account. He
Remember I
doesn't pass
said
for-
it. They're gonna be
he
the
won't
first
say it.
MVP.
No
4
chance.
and 1K, 831. I don't
No
care
chance.
no more.
Bro,
I don't
you
care no
wildin',
more.
bro.
He'll get-
Talk
he'll-
Soon
he'll-
podcast.
he'll
Talk
rush
Soon
for like-
podcast.
Soon podcast,
831,
dog.
2023. Scratch what I said. Take Justin Fields number 1, 4 and 1K MVP season. I'm standing on it. Talk soon.
Damn, not
Crazy
you hitting
talk.
the
Talk
big
soon.
dog.
That's
That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
That's
Crazy talk.
nasty
soon.
work, dog.
MVP
Hey,
4,001K. And remember, I told you on 831.
Hey, look,
I got to put the YouTube.
That MVP voting is just as good as that little basketball goal you got in your bag. You probably can't even dunk that bitch. I don't want to hear it.
There it is.
With that being said, fellas, I'm looking at quarterbacks after 10, and this is the reason why I like 2 quarterback leagues. Because on ESPN, Rodgers is a rank 14. You got
Yeah.
2 at 13, Cousins at 12. So I'm
That's
just not a
crazy.
fan of just sitting on quarterback and then, I can get Rodgers in the 10th round. Like Vince said, Rodgers can be at the top of this list at the end of the year.
Russell could be.
So that's why I'm big on 2 quarterback leagues for that reason. I know a lot of people don't like 2 quarterback leagues, but I think it brings more skill to fantasy. Are there
Yeah,
any
okay.
sleeper quarterbacks? I know it's kind of weird for a fantasy question. We could turn to real life. Any sleeper quarterbacks you think will pop off this year, fantasy or real life?
Both.
What you got?
If you want to, I can start this one. If you want to call it a sleeper, if it's not, oh well, Geno Smith, man, winning the NFC West, 4,000 of them things because he got a lot of weapons. Take
It's not
Geno
bad.
Smith. If that's considered a sleeper, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm not a fantasy guru, but
Yeah, I would say he's a sleeper for
He
sure.
about 15, 16, but yeah, he might be a sleeper. He just got
I
paid
know who
too.
Chuck's
Yeah.
gonna say.
Oh, it's Russell Wilson. This is just disrespectful.
He loves Russ.
This
man.
is disrespectful. Russell Wilson is 23 to 26 on most consensus lists. That is so you have Derek Carr. Come on, bro. Brock, unproved Purdy. What? Love. They got Sam Howell, bro. Oh my God. Jared Goff. Like, this is just disrespectful,
That's
bro.
a crazy list. I don't know what site
This
you're
is-
on.
This is
That's
CBS,
crazy.
right? This is ridiculous, bro. Bro, Russell, they called him Danger Russ for a reason, bro. He has one down year. His first year in Denver, with that offense was terrible. Now they got Sean Payton. I'm telling you, man, you got bet some light on him to win MVP. That's all I gotta say. But he's going to be a sleeper.
Got a sleeper quarterback, not named that one guy you said last week.
I mean, shoot, might as well.
So after doing some research and just watching some stuff, going back and watching some preseason games and stuff, I'm gonna go with your boy G, Kirk Cousins with the chains on. I'm gonna give it to him as my sleeper pick for fantasy this year in the 2 quarterback league, just because no Dalvin Cook. Their running game is gonna be probably mediocre. They're still gonna run, but it's probably gonna be mediocre. But
I agree.
him giving the ball to Jade Jettis, him giving the ball to Addison. I think he is hurt though, right? If I'm not mistaken, is he hurt?
I don't think it's I don't know, but if
I don't think
it's not a
major,
big
but
injury. Yeah.
I think he might be out for the first 2 weeks or so. He might be. I'm not sure. But yeah. And then, like you said, Hawkinson being over there, having the tight end to throw the ball to, he's gonna get those dump offs to the running back. So I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins with the chains on, dog. And just just who he is, man. Like after
They
watching
gonna
the
throw,
show, we got a lot of respect for Kirk Cousins.
You a
dog.
believer?
A lot of respect for Kirk, dog. Kirk
I'm telling you,
Cousins
bro.
with the chains on.
As much
Hey,
as I
Kirk,
love
let's
Detroit,
get it,
NFC
dog.
North champs, Vikings NFC North
Yeah,
champs.
like who else do they
That's
got in their division? Like, there's nobody.
Oh man.
Jordan Love,
Oh, yeah.
ass. Which one of y'all was that said Jordan Love was balling out in preseason and shit?
Nah, not me.
That wasn't me.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, thank you. That nigga, he
Preseason
ass.
don't mean much over here. in my
He
opinion.
ass. He ass.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Cousins. He usually balls out fantasy
Cousins
wise, and it's
couldn't.
like
Kirk
Yeah,
couldn't
he's-
with the chains on.
he's kind of a sleeper. Yeah, I give you that one. That's a pretty good one.
But what about
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill?
Who?
Bro.
What?
Bro.
Look,
Bro.
I just looked at the thing. I'm just
Bro.
asking. I'm not saying he's a sleeper. I'm just asking. What do y'all think? What do y'all think Ryan Tannehill is gonna do? He has D-Hop. He has old boy that they traded in guy. Like, do
Yo,
y'all
that's
think he's gonna do anything? Do y'all? Okay,
Bro.
give me this. I'm gonna ask a question. Do y'all think Ryan Tannehill is gonna be benched by week 6?
What?
For one
Nah,
of the
they go.
No, it's like
Nah,
that.
it ain't like that. They gonna ride it out, but bro.
It's like that. It's like that Russell
I'm
Westbrook
I'm just asking a question.
video. It's like-
I'm not saying I like Ryan Tannehill. I'm asking a question. I'm asking, do y'all feel like he's gonna be benched by week 6?
I don't know, man.
Ryan
He's-
Tannehill is awful.
You gave
I
us
know
Jimmy
that.
G.
I
Jimmy
know
G
that.
last week.
I like
Tannehill
Jimmy
this
G.
week, bro.
Now, Chuck, you did say a name in there when mentioning Russ, and this guy could be a sleeper. He's had one really, really good year, then a bunch of average years. Has the weapons. Derek Carr, I don't love him, but in a 2-quarterback league, you never know as a second quarterback. I don't think he shouldn't be your number one. He is your lead.
Look at Vince.
I don't like Carr, but
I'm sorry.
the
What is
weapons
going
and
on?
the division
Talking
he's
about?
in. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
like,
hear
if
you. I hear you.
I'm looking at the top end. I mean, I can name Cousins. 2 is ranked below Cousins. So I mean, you could say they're sleepers, but they're not. Rodgers is ranked 14. I can't call them guys sleepers. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
like looking at the down at the bottom of the list with the Kenny Pickett's and Jordan Loves. Like the name
You
that
know
stands
what?
out with those names is Derek Carr because he has
Yeah.
the weapons and the experience and a terrible division. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
No, I
he sucks.
feel.
He
yeah,
sucks.
I agree.
Trust me.
I do agree with those points, though. G, you're right. And when I think about it, that division is trash. And like we said, if Derek Carr can't win this, like if he can't win this division, it's like get him the hell out of here. Like
Yeah.
Out of the
like,
league.
quick and quick.
Here is
Out
the
of
league.
there.
Get him
But-
out of here.
With that said,
Just like
you
his
did
brother.
make a great point though. That is a terrible division. Michael Thomas should be, somewhat
Yeah.
of his.
They said they got a
Football,
connection in
yeah.
practice.
Michael Thomas runs a slant, breaks his ankle, and that's all she wrote.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Hey, yo!
Knock on wood. I'm
That's
knocking on
crazy.
wood. I'm
That's
not wishing
crazy.
anything bad, but I'm saying the bitch
you know
is
what,
so
though? That's
injury
the
prone.
story.
Every first game, second game of the season, he's injury prone. He always doing some shit. Knocking on wood, though, that it doesn't happen to him. Michael Thomas, wish the
My
best
man,
injury prone.
my man
But
said
you
he
fucking
gonna
suck.
snap some shit up. Damn, dog. That's
That's
tough.
crazy.
So yeah, we got Bryce Young at 25. I don't think Carolina's going to do anything. I don't know.
What's Russ
It's-
on your
it's-
list, Garris? What's Russ on that list?
He's 17 in between
17.
Anthony Richardson and Goff. And these back end quarterbacks is just nastiness. I can't
Nasty
even
word,
imagine
bro.
having one of
Nasty.
them on the roster, man.
And that's nuts,
You're
though.
right.
Aaron Rodgers at 14. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's
that's-
crazy. They disrespectful. Very
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful. Him
I
and
think
Russell
he's
Wilson,
over
bro.
under.
That's disrespectful.
If I'm not wrong, Rodgers over under in Vegas for touchdown passes is like 26, and like your first thought is like over, right? Like he's gonna
Yeah,
throw
for sure.
30.
Yeah.
But kind of like you said with the Bills, the Jets might be running the ball a lot, and just playing defense, but knowing Rodgers can turn that switch on at any second and take a game over passing. It's kind of scary.
Come
Jets
on,
are gonna
guys.
be-
You don't
I
get no Aaron Rodgers in
I
New
watched
York.
their last
They're gonna
preseason
throw the
game.
ball, man.
Yeah,
Jets
they
throwing
are,
the
but-
ball.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched
they
their
gonna
last
throw the
preseason
ball.
game.
They're gonna throw the ball.
just him having the confidence or whatever
not
to
saying
throw the
they're gonna be
ball
run
to his
heavy.
receiver. Like they're gonna have the run game, but I feel like them passing the ball is gonna be like heavy as fuck. Like he has 2 receivers over there he's used to, in Randall Cobb, which is probably not gonna see the field, and then Al Lazard, which is what, their number 2
Yeah,
behind the rookie from last year.
I think
whatever,
they're gonna
so
be
like-
hard. They're gonna be hard to stop, man. They got talent.
Very
everywhere
hard.
around them.
And Sauce is just like their defense is just different. Like it's
Side
scary.
note. Is Sauce getting a little overrated? Yes or no?
I mean, you got the
This man-
defensive
this
player
man
of the
has
year,
rookie
and the
of the
defensive
year.
rookie of the year versus the offensive rookie of the year, and they play in practice every day. Like they play in practice every day. Like they see
Yes.
everything that they need to see. Like
I'm seeing people saying he's like top 5 corner already. It's like, can we see him?
Man,
Like,
it's can we like I
don't know
gotta
about
I gotta
that.
look at the Pro Football Focus. I gotta look at the grade. I gotta see like did he move around or was he just literally on the best receiver every game? That shit matters, bro. You can't just like who used to play one side of the field and be like I'm the best, but you just guarded like
Revis.
the 1 through 4 receiver. Like no, bro. If you that guy, you Jalen Ramsey, you following the guy. You're playing everywhere.
Yeah,
Wherever he
Ramsey
go,
gonna
you
follow.
go.
Revis
That's
is gonna be
real.
on the
That's what I'm
island,
saying.
on the left
Revis
side
is
of the
gonna be
field.
over there. Yeah, you get matched up with the 3rd and 4th string though. So I gotta see.
Vince, talk to me, Vince. What you got, man?
So I think Sauce is one of them guys, man. Like I look at the corners today.
I agree with that.
Going against the receivers of today, and I want my corners to be like Sauce Gardner. 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", athletic, can run, can stay with the man.
Wow.
Can tackle,
Hey.
wants to tackle, and he has the aura of one of them. Them corners. So it's like
For sure.
most times, like I'm not saying he's top 5 ever or the greatest or the best, but he's tough. I've seen enough.
Yeah, he's a great
see
corner.
moving up in the
I'm
ranks.
not taking it away.
Hey, so
He's ranked
Who
very high on.
who you got over him, G?
Off top, that's tough. I got Slay. See, here we go.
We know you were gonna say Slay.
We're
Yeah,
gonna start
fuck
arguing.
you.
I got Jared Alexander.
he's nasty.
Jari. Yeah, Stephen
Vince
Gilmore.
put me on the spot with corners. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of corners.
Gilmore's
now.
nasty.
I got Gilmore over him.
JC
sorry.
Jackson, maybe? That's a tough one. Nah.
When JC left New England and he went to the LA, I haven't seen JC. I
don't
seen
like
CJ, but I ain't
You
seen
got,
JC.
like, how do you put him over Xavier Howard? Like, I think he'll be better than him in like 2 years, maybe. But I can't like just say he's better than Xavier Howard right now. I can't say he's better than Ramsey, even though Ramsey had a drop off a little bit. Like when he gets back on the field with Howard and doesn't have to move around as much, like we're gonna see shut down Ramsey again.
But he's
So
not better
that's
than
kind of-
Denzel Ward. He's not better. There's so many people he's not better than. I know.
like,
I don't want to hear it.
those,
Like,
are, those are right. Those are tough conversations because Ward's been doing it for what 7 years. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with it. Like, do I think his projectile is going to go above them? Probably the way he played last year.
Yeah.
But those names, like, I can't just say after one season this guy is top 5 corner in the league. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
Gilmore, even though
if we pull up
Gilmore's
stats
older,
of,
but
of some of the top players as cornerbacks, and when we pull up Sauce Gardner's stats and see, like, could
he's
he be
definitely
Richard
better than,
Sherman type? Could he
he's
be
definitely better than Diggs for sure. He's
So
Yeah,
definitely
this
better.
is
Diggs
crazy
is
though.
some shit.
Yeah.
Diggs is some shit. Everybody's like, Diggs is this, Diggs is that. Diggs is some shit.
So
I'm
in
a-
the last 17 years, Sauce Gardner has had the best rookie season. According to Pro Football Focus, in the last 17 years, the best graded Pro Football Focus rookie season. It's not even close.
What's the grade?
But
Yeah,
What's the
you
grade?
gotta take. You gotta take
90.2 rating. It
90.2
was
rating.
2 rating. Then it-
Who's 4 behind him? Who's the 4
Tre'Davious
behind him?
White,
Okay.
Wright, and
He's not better than
Casey Hayward Jr.
Trey White
Casey
healthy.
Hayward.
That was the
Trey
only
White
start.
healthy is
Trey White healthy
a dog, bro.
is yes.
He's
And
a
Casey
dog. You're
Hayward
tripping.
healthy when he was before he got old.
Before he got
Oh,
old,
whatever.
He
yeah.
got old.
Was a goon.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't even
Sauce
put him
might
top
be one
5.
of them guys, bro. Sauce
He
might be
is.
one
might
of them
be.
guys.
He had a
He definitely
phenomenal
might be.
season. But you know what they say when a corner has a big season, you got film on him now. Let's see if he repeats it. Then the verdict will be out.
Then we
in my
start
opinion.
talking.
All right,
I like
fellas. Next week, 1 week away, opening kickoff. We have the Detroit Lions at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chuck's team.
Spread is
Pod
Chiefs
from the
minus
bar?
6.5.
What's up?
Live pod from the bar,
Bro.
Locker Room, Houston,
Locker Room
4702
podcast
Ennis.
with
Ooh-wee.
motherfucking 1942.
What? Hey,
Maybe,
so let
maybe.
me break this down for everybody, right? It's a shift in energy here in Michigan. It's a shift.
0-1.
Everybody,
Definitely 0-1.
hey, it's a shift.
They might go out there and fight though.
Everybody's buying into this Lions. I went to the practice, bro. It was sold out. The Lions practice. That's unheard of. All I'm saying is this game is not just another game for the Lions. This is the Lions Super Bowl, bro. The whole world is watching. It's not like it's on a random Sunday. They're going to treat, I'm telling you, bro, they want to come out and try to make a statement. I'm not saying the Lions are going to win. I'm just saying, all people betting on the Chiefs, just be aware. This is another game for the Chiefs. The Lions going to come out on 1,000. This is our Super Bowl right now. This is just facts. We haven't had a game this big since we lost to the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Can I interject? Can I just interject for a
statement.
second? Wait. Just hold on. Like, this is what I'm talking about right here, right? This is the best team they've ever had. They're getting ready. You guys predict. You said Garrett's told us that Lions win the division outright,
Comfortably.
easily,
Comfortably.
comfortably. That's what he said, right? And then listen to their fans. Week 1 is their fucking Super Bowl. Same team. Poverty team gonna do what poverty teams always do. I promise you that. If I ain't right about anything else, I guarantee you the Detroit Lions are a myth. They're a myth, and then they go. And on Thursday next week, the floodgates might open up and show them for who they really are.
And I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm just telling you how
31-7.
Yes, the fans here, the Lions fans are here are really there. This is I'm telling you, they're treating it like a Super Bowl. If you hear that else, they're not from anywhere else. They're lying, bro. They're treating this like a Super Bowl. Let's be real. And this is coming from a Lions fan, bro. Like they're getting ready for this like a Super Bowl.
You heard it here first. As much as I want to say Detroit's going to get blurred and blah, 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 I feel that it's going to be a closer game than what we expect. But
Flood.
I feel by the time fourth quarter comes, it might be a 21-0 point lead. It might be floodgates. But, I mean, I honestly, just knowing who Detroit is, they've got that hump on their back. Like, they just can't do it anymore. Like, it's just not them. Or whatever.
Frazier, I'm gonna need you to pick a side, brother. Are they gonna get flooded or is it gonna be a close game? Which one is it, man? Damn.
The bitch is getting flooded by 21. I'm gonna say Kansas City wins by 17. Kansas City by 17.
I think I'm not gonna bet against Mahomes and what they present the Super Bowl. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not an idiot. But it's going to be a dogfight. We ain't going to get smoked like that, bro. We just don't get blown out. The way we play, we just don't get flooded. Like the last 6-7 games of the season, it's just hard to beat us because the way we play.
Let's get final score predictions. Frazier, what was yours? What'd you say?
I say Kansas City win by 17.
Vince?
31-7.
Chuck?
Flood.
I'm not going to bet against Mahomes. I think the Chiefs will win, but it's going to be a nail biter. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions won, though. I'm telling you, but I'm not going to bet against Mahomes. I like the Chiefs by like.
Score?
What's the score?
31.
Do Lions win? They're not going to win the game.
I think the Chiefs win a 31-28 game-winning field goal.
31. And that's how they set the people up too.
Chiefs 31-27. That was my score. I think it'll be a dogfight, like Chuck said.
You said 21-37, G?
31-27, Chiefs win but don't cover. I think it could be a backdoor cover by the Lions. I think Chiefs could be up 2 possessions late. I think it's going to be a tight game, just like Chuck said. The way the Lions play, they have a really good O-line. They can control the Chiefs' D-line. I don't think the Chiefs' D-line is great. Chris Jones is great. I don't think the rest of them are that great. Their linebacker is fair. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win. But then again, it is the Lions, so I would be a little surprised. But you have to take the Chiefs, right?
It's just tough because they just won a Super Bowl. They're going to be high. It's just going to be so hard to win there, man. Like if there was any other team and it was their kind of like, man, I think the Lions might do some work, but the Chiefs, we just had to draw the Chiefs.
Probably betting on the Chiefs. I would assume, right?
If
Yeah,
that's the
minus
case,
6.5.
the Lions
What's the
win.
odds? You got the odds pulled up right now?
Yeah, it's minus 6.5 point spread.
Still
Lions money line is
6.5.
plus 235. Chiefs minus 290. Over under is 54.5. So I mean, that all looks about right to me.
Chiefs win by 13. Let me take that 17 back. They win by 13.
There you go.
Just
now
listening
you
to
want to
that
change
line.
it. Now you
No,
want to
listen
change
to
it.
that line. Chiefs win by 13.
Flood.
Don't let the line scare
flood.
you. Stick to your guns.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just going off of the line. I know how it is
I don't
when
know.
it comes.
I don't think they flood them. I really don't.
I don't know. We'll see.
Lions can't. The Lions. Okay, listen. The reason why they get flooded, the Lions can't keep up with the Chiefs. That who okay, Armand gets a touchdown. Maybe David Montgomery runs one in. They're gonna get 2 touchdowns, and the Chiefs are going up and down the field.
And so
And-
yeah,
Let's talk about. Okay, the Lions are supposed to be really good, right? Who's the secondary? They lost Okuda, right? Like, I want to name the secondary right now for me.
I know they got Gardner Johnson in free agency.
yeah,
to
they
help
got
them.
Gardner Johnson. Hold on.
And he was great behind an amazing D line, a historic one. Is he going to be that good in the Detroit? That's what's like.
He was solid in New Orleans too. Not as good as he was in
Yeah.
Philly, but
I got to
no
see
news.
it. I don't.
We got Tracy
it's-
Walker. Tracy Walker had a good year last year. He really did. Yeah, Tracy Walker, CJ Gardner-Jones, Cameron Sutton, Jerry Jacobs at corner. Like, I mean,
I don't really. I guess my point I'm trying to make is I don't really like y'all defense like that. And if
I-
I got to
I like the
rely on
Lions.
Jared,
I like the Lions D line. I don't. You're right though. Their
I do
back
too.
end is questionable. Their
I think they should have drafted
linebackers-
Carter. They definitely should have drafted Carter.
They should have drafted Carter.
hey, so
Thank
this
you.
is
And
crazy.
then I would
Appreciate
have been worried. Then I
Appreciate
really
it.
would have been worried. But
Appreciate that pick, by the way.
So
yeah.
Mahomes is 31-7 at home, his career.
Yeah, he's
I
got a
don't-
crazy home record.
I don't know how many home openers he's won. That's what I'm trying to find.
He's probably undefeated at home openers, if I had to guess.
It's just
Mahomes
gonna
is
be
going to
tough
break a
to-
lot of
yeah.
records, man.
It's gonna be
Patty
tough to
Mahomes.
beat him. It's gonna be tough to beat him at home in a home opener. Like, if we do it, I won't be surprised just because it's the Lions. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They win that game and they lose out. Like, it's just the Lions. Like, I don't know
They're not
what's gonna
lose
happen.
out. They're not gonna
I'm
lose
capping,
out.
but you know what I'm saying. They lose that game, they're on a 4-game losing streak, and we all get bamboozled. But they lose this game by 3. It's like, I think it's as much as it's a loss if they lose by 3, but I still think it's a win because you're like, hey, we ain't got to play that team no more. But they're Super Bowl champions.
It's never a win if you lose, in my opinion. It doesn't.
That's
Yeah,
and
I
that's
feel you.
fun, and it's the same story. They win, they lose by 3, they fool the nation. Everybody probably betting on them the next week thinking that they're good, and they get flooded by a team they had no business losing to, 0-2.
Oh, and
Yep, I'm telling you, I know that if there's no story that we know better in football is that the Lions aren't going to be good. They never made it to a Super Bowl. They never even made it to the Super Bowl. Then what are we talking about? This is a
I don't
poverty
think-
franchise.
I don't think Mahomes has
can't
lost a
wait,
home
man.
opener. I don't think he's lost a home opener for
He
real.
probably hasn't. I'm
I
trying
think
to
he's
see,
undefeated.
The Lions week 2. I want to look up the Lions. I haven't even looked up the Lions schedule in a while. So, who do they have week 2? Let's see. The Lions week 2. They play home versus Seattle. So
That's a dub. We get them back from last
yeah,
year.
for sure.
They beat us.
That's a
They beat
dub
us
for
last
sure?
year for sure.
Y'all,
They beat,
y'all guaranteeing
bro,
that?
They
I
came
guarantee-
back and beat us last year. They beat us last year by
Lions
like
will be
2,
2
I
and
think.
1 after 3.
The
Okay.
Eagles, man, we fight at the crib. The Eagles won't beat us by 3. Like, we fight at the crib. It's different playing here, and we sold out too. I'm
Who got
telling
better
you,
offense, Seahawks or Lions?
better receivers. Seahawks.
Who got
I ain't
better
gonna
offense?
say it.
Better
Just
offense.
offense.
The
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Hey, y'all just told me Lions defense wasn't all that good, right? I don't know,
But
I don't
man.
think
I just
Seattle's
think
defense is
Goff.
that
I think
great
Goff's a
either.
better quarterback than Geno. I think just he'll put it together at home.
The Lions have what it takes to win the NFL. The game is one of the trenches. They have a really good D line and a really good O line, probably a top 5 O line, and that can take you places. That alone doesn't matter all the time about having the best quarterback in the league. Now, do they win it all? No, they're not going to win it all because it's the Lions. But I do have them winning the division, like I said. But the game is one of the trenches. Remember that.
Facts.
Eagle fans want to see teams like the Lions in the playoffs and not teams like the Bears.
Bro.
Eagle fans want to see Jared Goffs and not Justin Fields in January.
Yeah, duh. Why would I want to see?
That's why they're talking that Lions talk. But trust me,
Yeah,
it's
but
okay.
if Justin Fields is going to Philly, I'm thinking like Eagles win 28-10 or something. I'm not thinking I'm scared. Like I'm not. At the end of the day, the kid's talented, but what they do to Cam in the Super Bowl, make him pass. We gotta see it.
Yeah, they did.
We gotta see it.
And he got a lot of fucking dots. And remember I said,
are they gonna get past Slay and Bradbury out there? I don't know.
No disrespect to Slay. Since he was in Detroit, I've always thought he was just a guy, and that's no disrespect.
Damn.
That's no disrespect. That's no. I mean, no disrespect.
We talk about the same Slay. Hold on. Not
the same Slay. I watched Allen Robinson. I watched Allen Robinson cook him all the time.
Darius
all the
Slay,
time.
not Darius Slayton, right? We're talking about Darius Slay.
And I'm going to say it again. As a Chicago Bear fan, I watched Allen Robinson cook him all the time.
It wasn't all the time.
With Mitchell Trubisky. I watched it.
I watched Adams cook him. I watched
and you know
cook
what?
him.
And I think Slay is. I don't think he's ass. I think he's a solid corner. If you want to say top 10, sure. But I think I could go out there and play a little corner behind that D line. That's a great D line, and that's okay. That's your team.
Did you see what that man did to Jefferson last year? Did you see what he did to Jefferson last year? Pull the film.
Ignorant.
I don't know. Where do you rank Slay? You think he's top 3?
He's somewhere between 5 and 6. Somewhere there, 5 or 6. I have to look. Like I said, like Sauce is crazy, but I'm not putting him up there yet with guys that been doing it. Now Slay, you're right. Slay has had down years, and he had some down years in Detroit, and he had a rough year in Philly a couple of years ago. But come on now, we're not going to disrespect the man like he ain't top 10. Top 10 is one of the hardest positions in football. You know it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, I think he's definitely solid.
He's not just a guy, though. You would take him right now.
I think that, you know what? Honestly, if I remember correctly, it took a while for you guys to even bring him back because you all were on the fence about it. And I think that's even a little telling. Like, you know, they went out and you guys drafted Ringo, right? Like, that's more corner depth. Like, how much longer? Like, I think that's the signs are saying that, hey, you know, Slay's good, but
he's
replaceable in my opinion.
Nah, he's not replaceable.
He's not replaceable? You think he's
not
like
right
cornerstone for y'all?
Right now, yeah, we need it.
Right now, though. Yeah, right now,
I would not feel.
I agree.
If
right
we
now,
lost Slay, Bradbury was our number one corner. I would be worried a little. I honestly would be worried a little bit right now. If Bradbury was our number one corner and Maddox was in the slot and Ringo was across from Bradbury, I would be worried.
Honestly, G, I disagree. You said it yourself. The game is one of the trenches. If Fletcher and Carter and Nolan and Brandon and all them, if all them guys are still fucking humming, it don't matter who's at corner. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Because if them guys aren't up front aren't doing what they did last year, you guys won't be as good. It'll be high scoring games.
Yeah, they
had
what, 70 sacks there, 60 whatever sacks they had.
Yeah, and who said
it
maybe
helps
you
corners? Absolutely. I would never argue that.
I gotta see it.
Slay made his name in Detroit. They didn't have no Eagles D line out there. He made his name in Detroit.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe because every time I watch Mr. Trubisky go against the boys, it was
that's crazy though.
I don't know. And y'all think Mr. Trubisky sucks, so I don't know.
I look at these golf stats, bro, and like you.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying.
I thought we got past that.
He just gets disrespected. All he did was win games, bro.
Next
That's
subject.
all he did.
Win.
Next subject.
Bro, the 17, 18, 2020, bro.
Oh, you talking about
did the Lions make the playoffs last year? Did I miss something?
You're making me want to change my Lions pick, bro.
For the Rams, with the Rams. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about for the Lions.
Shit.
But with I just felt he got an unfair deal with the Rams, bro. That's all I feel. He got an unfair deal with the Rams.
Yeah, I don't have much more, boys. We could talk defense a little bit. I think Niners are the clear-cut number one defense coming into this year. They picked up Hargrave. Breaks my heart, but that's going to be scary. I will say that. Hargrave with Bosa and them up front, Warner, man. I don't want to see them in the playoffs. I'll be honest. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough, man.
I think Dallas feels the best defense this in the NFC.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, off topic. Off topic.
Here
One
we
off
go.
topic.
Chuck it, Chuck. Just throw it out.
Chuck
there.
it. Chuck it, Chuck.
Go,
So, what do you think about the Noah Lyles situation? You know, Noah Lyles, fastest man,
Let me know
fastest
what you guys
man.
done with this.
I'm out. I gotta go.
Rapping
I
that
need
boy
to go
had a
cook
night.
it.
Locked in
Everything.
with
This
the bars
podcast
without
is
a
over
prison
now.
or a jail in sight. Before I weigh my options, I be checking if the scale is right. If I don't see 10 million in my bank account, I fail the life for real. Trying to touch them racks and say I did it without a deal. Riding in them sleds, folks be tipping without a bill. Buying up that drink, but we won't sip it without a seal. Nah. Remember we used to take an 8 and drop it in a liter. Tennis chain around my neck be shining like Serena. What's that sound? Test the diamonds on the meter. Low-key